Welcome back to We're Having Fun. I'm Mark. Hi.
Hi, I'm Krista. Hi.
What's up? What's going on? What's up? What's happening? What did we miss this week?
We finished Percy Jackson.
We did.
TV show, the first season.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
I mean, they did change some stuff, but...
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a lot of time to work with, so I get it.
Yeah.
And the basic elements of it were there, so...
Yeah, it's pretty much there.
Yeah. There was one part at the very end, I was like, huh? That weapon's not supposed to do that, is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Changes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
But other than that little thing...
Do we know if they got another season yet or not?
I don't know.
Because they left it on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Like,
I mean,
what?
Kronos is going to war with everybody. That's kind of a cliffhanger.
Well, I guess so, yeah. I mean, that's kind of how the book ends, too, but whatever.
Uh-huh. I mean, and then they had like 7 books after that or something?
No, technically there were 5 in the series for a long time, and then there are 2 more after, but I haven't read those. Okay. So they don't exist yet.
Oh, okay. They are not recognized until I approve.
Until I have read them. So.
Well, sad news. We lost Carl Weathers this week.
Oh, yeah.
So, go ahead. Roast his ass.
Stop! I don't mean to roast people when they die.
How bad was he in that?
I have nothing bad to say. I have nothing to say against Carl Weathers.
No, I enjoy Carl Weathers.
I did too.
For the most part. He was in some good stuff. My favorite thing was Arrested Development.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's got a stew going.
Which means if the next Mandalorian thing they do, he won't be in Mandalorian.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've kind of finished his storyline anyway. Yeah. I think, so.
Pretty much. But doesn't Mandalorian, live on his planet now?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he's going to take over that planet.
Maybe.
Maybe they already filmed something. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. That could be. They could have done that. I don't know. But, yeah.
Yeah. Sad loss there.
Mm-hmm.
And his songs suck.
What?
And his songs suck.
Songs?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know.
No,
I don't want to
really. I was just...
I don't want to roast it.
Yeah, I was just going back to Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, okay.
Saying how much
Oh, yeah, Jimmy Buffett songs suck. Sorry. Sorry, Jimmy Buffett.
Rest in peace, King.
I'm sure they don't suck unless... Okay, some of them
if you like them,
are not that great.
There's some parrot heads out there.
I probably wouldn't hate his music so much if I hadn't been stuck on a boat with just that music for 4 hours straight.
Maybe our tradition is whenever someone dies, just roast Jimmy Buffett.
Just roast Jimmy Buffett. He's gonna be rolling in his grave why?
Leave me alone.
Go away. What have I done this time? I'm you did nothing new. I'm still just mad about the other thing, which wasn't even your fault, Oh, gosh. Sorry, Jimmy.
Sorry, Jim.
Sorry, JB.
Sorry, boy. And Buff Man.
But yeah, Carl Weathers.
Salute.
Salute to Carl Weathers. Yes.
You son of a bitch. Any other news? Anything going on?
I don't think so.
Me neither. So let's talk about our movie.
Okay.
Just Like Heaven.
Well, first of all, let's say it's February.
It's February.
Which means that it's Valentine's Day is coming up.
It is.
So I guess we're just doing rom-coms.
Yeah. We're in love. Everyone's in love. Love's in the air.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're doing some romance. I like rom-coms because I like my comedy stuff in there too. But...
Yeah, you like your coms with a little rom.
Yeah, pretty much. I also like my adventure films with little rom and a little com. Yep. Throw some romance, throw some comedy in anything. I'm going to be like, yes.
Yeah. This is one I have not seen.
Mm-hmm.
It has Mark Ruffalo in it.
It does.
I like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
He's great.
He is.
He seems like an actually just nice guy.
I was actually watching a video of him earlier this week where he's fangirling over all the other people that are in the Marvel movies and stuff. He's taking selfies with them and everything. And she's like, oh my gosh, is that so? Love it. Yeah. Love it.
Seems fun.
Yeah.
And Reese Witherspoon isn't so bad.
Wow. What's some high praise there?
I mean, I like her and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Legally Blonde. I like her in that. I'm sure she's got other stuff. Goodness. I haven't seen, like, Election or anything.
Yeah.
And apparently her show on Apple TV's good, but I don't know it.
Sure. I don't either.
I don't remember this coming out. What year did this come out? Do you know?
Does it say?
This came out in 2005. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yes.
2005, wow. I was still in college, so I would not have seen this.
2005, which is the same year that that classic commercial came out. Trade in your breakfast for this dead and Persian smoothie.
True. These were the two most notable things of 2005.
Mm-hmm. It's just funny that I was talking about that earlier. Yep. Oh, man.
So, did you see this when it came out in theaters, or did you see it later?
I saw it when it came out on DVD.
Oh, okay. You were like, I gotta own this.
I do own this.
You do own this?
I do own this, yes. I have not watched it that many times, though.
Yeah.
I will say that back in September when I was up in the mountains, we actually watched this on TV. It was on
really?
TV.
Oh, well, there you go.
And watched it because I was like, oh yeah, I did just watch this, didn't I? I missed the beginning of it, but...
I could have seen it earlier.
You could have. Dang. Look at that. You could have also watched I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, because we also watched that. Look what you missed.
I'm sad I missed that one.
Oh man, yeah, it was something.
So what do you think about this movie? 19 years on.
Oh my gosh, it is almost 20, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's still fun to watch.
Yeah. How does it rank in your rom-coms? Is it kind of middle of the pack?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It's not like the highest, that's for sure.
This movie's weird.
It is very weird.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it, because it's weird.
Yeah.
Because let's just have this crazy premise. Why not?
There is a Hallmark movie that I covered in my other podcast that was pretty much this movie, except that the guys sang songs.
Yes.
And it was awful.
Yes.
Gosh, it was so bad. I hated that movie.
Yep,
so
that was a Lindy Booth one. I remember
was it
that
Lindy?
one.
I couldn't remember her. Alicia
I remember that one. I remember the guy who was the main love interest too, because it was like, that guy?
Yeah. That's like, really?
Okay. Because he's like a lot older than her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, or maybe he just has like an old face. I don't know.
He definitely has an old face. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember what that one was called, but I do remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was a Christmas movie, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I'm pretty sure, she was talking to, his dead father also, who was a bus driver. Yeah, he was a
bus driver. He was an angel. He was walking her through it.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's like, who is this guy? Oh my gosh.
And he wakes her up by singing a song, and it is the worst song
And he's
ever.
playing the piano.
Yes, he
brings his keyboard into the hospital.
It was so cringy.
That's a Hallmark movie for you.
It's good stuff.
So this is a step above that.
Or we'll hope. Yeah, I thought it was just it was fine.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's fun. Everybody was likable for the most part.
It only has 4 people in it that I know.
Yeah.
Everybody else in it, I'm like, don't know. Don't know you.
I've seen some of those people, but I don't know who they are really.
Well, of course, the 2 main characters.
Yeah.
And then Jack. You were like, who's Jack?
Who was Jack?
Yeah. Which is Donald Logue.
Yeah.
And then...
He's in Grounded for Life?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was also in Gotham.
Oh, yeah, he was in Gotham. That's right.
He plays, the commissioner or whatever. Before... Was it commissioner? It was Bullock. Is that his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that. And then John Heater's in it also.
Oh, that's right. I already forgot he's in it.
Yeah, I did not write... I don't know what his name is. In my notes,
it's Daryl.
It's Darren or Daryl, something like that. Yeah. In my notes, he's just Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Because he will always be Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
And then there was a real estate agent who looked familiar. I've seen her in stuff, but I don't know her name. Yeah. I don't know what I've seen her in.
I didn't look her up or anything.
I didn't either, because I was like, no.
Nah, I'm good.
Good, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
So, I guess we should get into it.
We should.
All right.
What happened?
So, we start off...
Spoilers.
Oh, okay. Thanks for shouting that. Yeah, spoilers from here on out.
My first comment... go ahead.
I was going to say, although you might... If you watch that Hallmark movie, you might know kind of what this is about. Yeah,
pretty much. My first note about this movie is that there are a lot of terrible cover songs in this movie. Mm-hmm. It starts off with a terrible one of...
Just Like Heaven.
Just Like Heaven, yeah.
I was like, You couldn't just do The Cure.
Yeah,
they do The Cure.
They played on the credits. Yeah,
just so have The Cure.
Play this one. And it's awful. I hate it so much. So, yeah.
And then, of course, they played it over the credits, and I was just about to get into it, and you started going forward to see if there were any post-credit scenes.
I thought maybe turn into the Hulk.
Like, boy, this is 2005. It's not going to have a post-credit scene in a rom-com.
I can dream.
You can. Anyway, yeah. I can't remember what the other covers were.
I don't remember either.
But then there was one that was not a cover.
Though. Yeah, that was
because they did have I
Put a Spell on You,
which they played for all of like 5 seconds, and it was where'd the music go?
Yeah, where's the good song?
Where's the good song? What happened? Anyway, so starts off. She is Reese Witherspoon's character. She is in the middle of a garden. She's like meditating or whatever.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yep, and then suddenly she wakes up. She's not actually in the garden.
She's a doctor.
She's a doctor. Her name is
busy doctor.
Yes, her name is Elizabeth. Yeah. She works all the time. She's like already been at the hospital for like 23 hours straight or whatever.
Yep. She's trying to make resident or whatever. And she cares about her patients.
Attending physician is what she's going for. Yes. She is drinking so much coffee. Yeah. And that coffee looks like sludge. It is looks disgusting. Bad, yeah. And yeah, so it just shows her like talking to patients, doing all this stuff, being proposed to by this one old man several times. Yeah. And drinking coffee. Or doesn't show her drinking the coffee. It just shows her, shows the coffee pouring.
Yeah. And she's been there for a long time, and we're supposed to think she's tired, but she really doesn't display that she's actually tired besides being asleep for 5 minutes and then getting a bunch of coffee.
Yeah, she is doing very well.
Yeah, she's perky.
For someone who has been up that long.
She's put together, her hair's perfect, all that.
Because like, I'm up for 16 hours and I'm ragged looking. I'm like, I can't keep my eyes open. Yeah. Yep. I'm like, I gotta have a nap. You've got to let me sleep. Yeah. She looks fine. Yeah. She talks at one point to some of her coworkers. They're all talking about how, I have to go home after my shift and I have to work on 16 caterpillar costumes or whatever, and then
I got kids.
I got
a date with my ex.
Yeah, and his mother, because they have not said that they're told her that they're divorced yet because she's 80, and it's like
don't want to kill her. Like, that's ridiculous.
Okay, you got to tell her. You can't just pretend you're married.
Yeah, that's
until she dies.
That's some toxic stuff right there.
So yeah, and then they're like, "You're so lucky. All you have to worry about is work." Yeah, and then they all like walk out, and she's like, "I'm so lonely. I don't have anyone to go home to. That's why I'm here at the hospital all the time." And it's like one of those loops where it's like, I work all the time because I don't have anybody to come home to, but I just go to work because
I don't have anyone at home because I go to work all the time.
Yep. So anyway, she does get a call from her sister.
Yep, she's getting set up.
They're gonna have dinner. They're making mom's lasagna. The sister's like, I'm making mom's lasagna. Yeah, like it's still in the oven, or she's like in the middle of making it. It's like, it's done. It's done. She just took it out of the oven.
Although the kids did put a SpongeBob toy in there, so you're gonna have to recook that lasagna.
Good luck.
Yeah. And we really fall in love with Reese Witherspoon here because her first question is something about the guy. She says it's a good guy or something, and she's like, does that mean he's fat with a good sense of humor? And I was like, hey now.
It's one of those, he has a nice personality. Yeah.
Like, wait a second.
It's like, okay.
Leave me alone.
But yeah, they're setting her up
I'm just trying to watch a movie here. Don't attack me.
They're setting her up with, it's like a friend of a friend or whatever.
Yes.
And she's like, the sister is doing all this stuff. She's like trying to wrangle the kids. She's trying to cook and everything. And she's like asking about, well, why doesn't Reese come see her more or whatever? And she's like, I'm busy. And she's like, you don't know the meaning of busy. It's like, okay, but she's working in a hospital. I think she does
there can be different busies.
Exactly.
Like, I know you've got a lot going on. Exactly. She also has a lot going on.
Exactly. It's like she was like, in the past 2 hours, she's done all of this stuff that it's shown in this montage.
Yeah. How about you back off a little, sis?
Exactly. So she gets called, well, she and the other guy who is trying to be the attending physician.
This jerk guy.
Yeah. Brett, I think was his name. Something like that. Brent or Brett.
Sounds like it.
There's some surgery that needs to be done or whatever.
Yeah.
And the head of the
doctors.
The head of the doctors, exactly. The
chief resident, probably.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, how long have you been here? And the guy's been there like significantly less.
Yeah, he's only been there like 12 hours.
Yeah, and he's like, how long have you been there? And she's like, a little more than that. So he gets the other guy to do it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out she's been there for like 26 hours.
Yeah.
But she does get the position.
Attending, yeah.
Yep. He's like,
you care about your patients, not just about sucking up to me.
Exactly. Because that other guy is obviously a suck up.
Yeah. He sucks.
Yep. So he's like, go home. Get out of here. Go do whatever you can.
Go on, get.
She tries to go out. Somebody, of course, stops her before she can go. She goes to see a patient before she leaves.
She's going to be running late.
Yep. But she finally gets out of there. She sees Brett. They're both going to their cars.
Like, hey.
He congratulates her, but you can tell that he's like not happy about it.
Yeah. He's like, I got another offer in Phoenix. So I'm fine. Whatever.
Exactly. And she's like, good for you. I'm staying here in San Francisco. And so, yeah, she calls her sister on the way. She's like, I'm running late, but I'll be there. And her sister's like, it's okay. The guy is running late, too.
Yeah.
And then, she's listening to music.
Do we find out why he was running late?
No, don't think so.
Maybe he was, like, depressed.
Probably.
His wife. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He just wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And so he just didn't go.
Yeah. Probably.
Because he wasn't just like, he just did not go. Yeah, he was standing her up anyway.
Wow.
So she's fiddling with the radio, of course. Don't fiddle with the radio while you're driving.
She's talking on the phone, then fiddling with the radio.
It's like, come on, this is just an accident waiting to happen. And guess what? An accident happens.
Women drivers.
Oh my gosh. But it looks like this guy comes from ahead, like of...
Yeah, I don't know who's in the wrong here.
Yeah, how is this happening? I need to see like a diagram of this car crash. Because it looks like he is like in her lane.
Yeah, one of them's in the other lane. I don't know which one it is.
Anyway, she gets in a wreck.
Yeah.
And then we see Mark.
Cut to.
Yes, we cut to Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
His name is David.
Yes.
He is with his real estate agent or whatever.
He's with child.
Yes. Looking for a new apartment.
Yes.
And none of them are what he's looking for.
Yeah. They're nice places, but they're just not cozy enough.
Exactly. And they're not.
They're not, yeah.
They're pretty terrible.
They're pretty
it's
garbage,
like, oh, look, it has so much space. It's like,
yeah,
but that's too much space.
It has a lot of space up.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with all that space up?
Exactly. Plant some trees. Come on. Have a canopy in there. Oh.
You know what? Maybe.
Now that I've mentioned it. But yeah, none of them are working out. She's like, it's okay. We'll look for some other stuff. And then the wind catches this little...
There's a flyer
for a sublet. And it flies around. It's like a magic little piece of paper. And it flies and hits him in the leg. And he tries to throw it away. And it comes back and it hits him again. And then it finally just hits him in the face. Like, hello!
Who's doing this?
I don't know.
God?
I guess so.
I was like, is she doing this? But she's not doing this.
No.
It's just...
It's serendipity.
Yeah, the world wants them together for some reason.
Yeah, that's all you can say, because...
Weird.
Yeah, because there are other things between the two of them that it's like, how is this happening?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it shows up. He's like,
Whenever you first posted on my Twitter, like my phone actually hit me in the face a few times. Like I tried to get it away and it just kept slapping me in the face. So I get it. I get what happened.
I really wish this was a video podcast sometimes
because you're involved. It's February, Valentine's Day. We're in love, or so they say.
Oh my goodness. You just made me think of Buddy and Elf.
I love you, Dad.
Oh, it just made me think that I'm in love.
I don't care who knows it.
Oh gosh. It's so funny. Anyway, so
yeah,
they go
She's really red and embarrassed right now.
Oh my gosh.
She's blushing so hard.
It looks like I have a sunburn. Oh my gosh. So he and the real estate agent go over to look at it. She calls the number and everything. And because she's like, oh, it's somebody's already got this. There's no way that it's still there.
Yeah.
But it is.
It is.
And he goes in there. They look around. Nice place.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice place.
Fully furnished and everything. And he's like,
it's only month to month because there's a sad story. I don't know what it is, but it's sad.
Exactly. And so she's thinking, oh, he doesn't want it. But then he sits down on the couch and he's like, good couch.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes. we got him a place. We did it. So he takes it.
Yeah.
And then it just shows a montage of him drinking all the time.
He's drinking.
He's watching his wedding video.
Yeah.
It's like, something bad happened here.
There you go. He's depressed.
Someone has a tragic backstory.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we can fix him.
Sure. So yeah, he's not in the best.
No, he drinks a lot.
Yeah, he does. And then suddenly,
and he's drinking like Miller High Life or Old Milwaukee or something. It's like, dude,
that's gross.
No, don't do that.
But then suddenly Elizabeth shows up in the apartment. She's like, "What are you doing here? Get out of my apartment!"
Girl.
And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about.
He thinks I'm
paying for this." He thinks there's a rent scam.
Yeah,
that's happening.
Like, they gave it to a lot of people. Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm gonna go into the other room." I forget what she's looking for or doing. Oh, she's going to get something, I think, to clean up where he's not using coasters, maybe, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she leaves into the other room. He follows her.
She goes to the kitchen, yeah.
He follows her. She's not there anymore. She's disappeared. And he's like, "Oh, okay, this is weird."
That was weird.
And he goes and meets up with Jack, which is his friend. Mm-hmm. He tells Jack, I'm seeing someone.
Yes.
And Jack is like, "Oh, that's great.
Congrats, buddy."
He's like, no. I'm actually seeing someone who's not there. He's like, "Oh, you're having hallucinations.
You're hallucinating.
This is not good."
How drunk were you? He's like, "All right, I was smashed."
Yeah. He's like, "Well, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You were just drunk."
That's right.
So he goes back home and everything. He keeps seeing her though.
Yeah.
And she thinks that he's mentally ill, basically. Mm-hmm. She's like asking him all these questions.
Yeah.
It's like, have you been drinking a
lot?
lot?
How much do you drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing or hearing things that shouldn't be there? And it's like, yeah, you. And are you paranoid and all this stuff? And he clearly is.
Yeah.
She's like, maybe you should see somebody about your mental illness.
She's like, this is my apartment, dude. Like,
I don't know what to say.
Is that pillow there? It has some a cough syrup stain on it.
Yep.
And there's a picture over there. Oh no, there's no picture no more.
The picture's not there. Where's the picture?
Where's my picture? Boogie boogie boogie.
Sure. And I think this is where he calls the real estate agent again and is like, "What happened to the person who lived here before?"
Yeah.
Because it's a month by month lease. And
I think she also tries to call the police, doesn't she? And she can't grab the phone. Oh, yeah,
that's right. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
But there's something about a tragic accident or whatever. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, okay, I think that she might be a ghost." Because he ends up going to a bookstore that is just like all occult books and stuff. And that is where Napoleon Dynamite works.
Yes.
And he gives him a bunch of books and everything.
Yep.
And he goes back home. He tries to do like a seance kind of deal. And
summon her.
And it's not working. It's not summoning her.
She doesn't want to show up. But he's like, "I know you're here."
And so to summon her, he decides to try to put a glass on the table without using a coaster, which she stops him, of course.
Yeah,
and there she goes.
She hates that.
Yep. And he's like, "I think
it's a mug that has the name Elizabeth on it."
Yeah, and because he asks about her and everything, and she doesn't remember her name. She sees Elizabeth on the mug though, and is like, "Elizabeth, that's my name."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You just read that off the mug." Yeah. And she doesn't remember anything else about her life. And he's like, "I think that you died. Yeah. I think you're a ghost." Did. And she's like, "I don't believe you." And he's like, "Walk into the light, Elizabeth." And she's like, "There is no light. What are you talking about? I'm not dead."
Yeah.
So he decides that he's going to try to exorcise her from the apartment.
Yeah. Well, she eventually backs up and ends up inside of the table, basically. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh crap, I might be dead."
I guess I might be dead. Yeah, I might be a ghost.
Yeah.
So he brings in a priest.
Yeah, he's throwing water everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't know where he's throwing it and everything. And then she's like, "You're going to mop that up." And he's gone. There are all these...
It might have worked though, because he just didn't hit her with the water. What if he had hit her with the water?
Well, it probably would have gone through her.
We don't know.
Everything else goes through her.
Maybe. That's holy water.
Maybe holy water doesn't go through ghosts.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It burns them alive. Or dead.
She's not a vampire.
She might be.
Oh my gosh.
We don't know for sure that she wasn't a vampire in her normal life. She's a daywalker.
Anyway, so the priest obviously doesn't help. Yeah. So the next option.
They have a real Casper montage here.
Yes, they do. They have
Father Giuseppe.
Yeah, no, they have.
It's like a bunch of like Asian spiritualists.
Yeah, they're like burning like paper.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly.
A lot of incense, a lot of candles,
stuff like that.
And she's like, "Oh, you brought the Joy Luck Club over," which one of the actresses was in the Joy Luck Club. Yeah,
that's cool.
I think the one that talked to him.
Okay, she's like, they're gonna set off the fire alarm.
Yeah. And they do.
Or the smoke alarm. They do, of course, and they all just kind of like run out.
They scream.
Then we have the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Who it's
much like Casper.
Yeah, but they're not the actual Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call? Somebody else.
These guys. Don't call these guys. They're bad.
They're bad.
It's like a father and two sons.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've trapped it right here. And they like...
They're going to go flush it down the toilet. And she's just standing there watching.
Yeah. You're going to flush a ghost down a toilet. Okay, it's not a goldfish. Anyway, so none of that stuff is working. So he invites Napoleon Dynamite up there. I'm still going to call him Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. And to be fair to those guys, though, that is where you put ghosts, is in the toilet. Because you've probably heard, like, your toilet's haunted because you probably heard me in there. It goes, like... like that kind of thing. I can't do it exactly, but that's a ghost whenever I'm in there. For some reason, it just does it when I'm in there. Why is it only
when you're in there?
I don't know. I think I'm friendly to it. Maybe I've got a real spiritual side to me. So, yeah, they were doing it right.
But... But that ghost must follow you around, because I've heard it in here, too.
Oh, my God, really?
Yes. Only while you're here. It's weird.
Oh, no, that's so crazy. It's really spreading. Weird. We should probably call somebody. I think I hear it coming. So anyway.
We gotta stop that. Oh. Stop thinking about it now. Mark, I think your butt might be haunted.
Oh no. Oh no, it got into me. I'm possessed.
I'm possessed by a spirit. That's what it is. I promise.
Spirits, leave me.
I cast thee out, demons.
I'm going to do that every time.
Oh my God. So he invites Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try to help.
Yeah. But he's like, I don't really do that.
Yeah.
But I can see your aura.
Yeah. He's like, I know that I can feel that there's a spirit here. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want you here.
She doesn't want you. She hates you.
The thing you should probably do is just leave. Mm-hmm. And Elizabeth is like, oh, I really like him.
He's good.
He's really good. But yeah, he tells David that he's got this aura about him. Mm-hmm. That, something tragic happened and everything. He could tell he's depressed and everything. A lot
of dark aura around him.
Yeah. And so...
It's not about her, not about that ghost.
Yeah, it's about
the other one.
It's about the other woman.
Yeah.
That he's
shut up.
And she is like, oh, you got dumped.
Yeah. She's like, oh, look at you.
And she's just kind of like rubbing it in and everything. Yeah. And he leaves. Yeah. And Napoleon Dynamite's like, you shouldn't talk ill of the dead. Yeah. And she's like, oh no. I think I made a mistake.
She died.
So there's like this apartment comes with a rooftop, basically. Yeah. You get this apartment, you also get the rooftop.
You get the roof. You get roof access.
Kind of weird. Yeah.
And so he's up there. This is a weird portal where when you go up there, you have blue aura around you. There's a terrible blue screen effect here.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of blue around them.
Mm-hmm. So he's up there. She goes up there and apologizes and everything. And yeah, his wife died. So
yeah. Spoilers. She died.
Yeah.
And she's the villain of the movie. She shows up.
No. So he's real sad and everything. He goes out to the bar and she follows him. She's like, no, you shouldn't go drinking. And he goes in anyway. Mm-hmm. And his friend is there with some girls.
Okay. I want to introduce you to these people.
Yep. And the friend is very excited because he's like, finally, you're coming out to hang out at the bar with us and everything. And so he orders a scotch.
Double.
Because she's like, no, don't drink. You shouldn't drink.
So against drinking. Yeah. Even though we've seen evidence that she drinks. Or we will see evidence.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Bit of a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Of course, he is drinking a lot.
He's drinking a lot, yeah.
So, yeah, maybe he does need to slow it down.
He should probably slow down, yeah.
Yeah.
So, she does not want him to drink this. So, she basically possesses him at this point.
Yep.
And sloshes scotch all over the place. Basically throws it on one of the girls.
Yep.
And then he, like, has to stumble out because she's still trying to, like, control him to get him out of the bar.
Yeah.
And his friend is like, what just happened?
Why? Why are you the way that you are?
Exactly. So he's like, you just embarrassed me in front of everybody. You embarrassed me in front of my friends.
Not cool, man.
Yep. So they go off.
My name is Jack, by the way. Remember that.
So they go off and they sit on like a park bench and they talk. And she's talking about how she wishes she could remember who she was.
Yeah.
And she asks him to help find out who she is. So he's like, sure, I can do that. So they go around to all of the other neighbors in the apartment building.
Yeah.
Because there are like 5 other apartments in there. None of them know who she is.
Yeah.
Because she's never at her apartment. She's always at work.
Right. Another thing that really made me really like Reese Witherspoon is they ask some lady, she doesn't know who she is. They ask another guy who's kind of a hippie. Then another guy who's weird. I don't remember what his deal was.
Oh, there was like an old man, I think.
An old man, yeah. And then they go to this girl. She's in her like workout gear. Pretty girl. And she says, oh, finally someone normal. I think we're learning a lot about Reese Witherspoon, her character.
Yeah, Elizabeth is not. Maybe not the best.
Yeah. But then that lady starts hitting on him.
Yeah, her name is Katrina. Hurricane
like
Katrina.
hurricane.
More like a Hurricane Tortilla. Oh my god. I can't. Vine has ruined everything for me. Or made it better. But yeah, she's like...
Me.
Yeah. No, I've ruined it for you. I've ruined everything for you.
Wow. Suddenly got dark. You're crying.
I just ruined everything for you. I know I do. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing when I'm upset?
Your pain makes me happy.
I'm not actually crying. Obviously. No. So, yeah, Katrina's window won't open. So she's like, can you come inside and help me? And Elizabeth is like, oh my gosh, this is an obvious ploy to get into your pants.
You, on you. Yeah.
So he's like, I gotta go. Yeah. So he leaves. But they do find in a drawer, he's looking for a bottle opener. Because he's like, gotta drink my Heineken.
Gotta get his Heine on.
Exactly. So in that drawer, he finds a dry cleaner ticket and a matchbook with an address. And so...
But he can't tell. Is it 425 or 426?
Don't know. But she's like, I think that's a 5.
Yeah.
So they go to the dry cleaner first. She had left some Armani pants there or something like that.
Yeah.
And what was it he says about her?
Like,
she's dull.
She seemed like,
she was dull. Looked like she was lonely.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth is just like, dull? Excuse me?
Those are Armani pants.
Oh, yeah. He, when she didn't come back, he just donated the pants. And so she's like, you donated my Armani pants? But of course, the guy can't hear anything, so.
Yeah.
But David is just like talking to air and everything, and people are just looking at him like, this guy has some problems. They go to the address and knock on the door. A man opens it. He's like, do you know a woman about 5'2", 5'2.5", whatever, blonde? And the guy's like, oh my gosh.
I thought this was going to be her dad. Because he like got upset. I thought he was like, oh.
It's
going to be sad.
It is not her dad, but it is somebody's daddy.
Yeah. He's having an affair.
Somebody's sugar daddy, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, he is having an affair and thinks...
What did she pay you to find this out? I'll pay you double.
Exactly. He's like, come back at 6 o'clock. I'll have money for you. And they're like, oh, okay, okay, I'll see you later. Because, yeah, he thinks David is blackmailing him. And they go get in the car. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm a slut. So she's like, I'm a homewrecker. What kind of a person was I? And
but as they're driving away, we see at 426 is actually her mentor.
Yes.
Lady.
That works at the hospital.
Yeah.
And,
which, that means that her sixes are insane. Because she puts like the top of a 5 on a 6.
But if you looked at it, it looked more like a 6 to me.
Just because it was connected, it had the 5 thing up there. Yeah, that's crazy.
It didn't look like, it looked like it was a little more curved than...
No.
Okay. Fine. I mean, I have eyes, but sure, whatever.
Shut it down.
So yeah, they go to where that restaurant where they have the matchbook was from, and she's like, I always wanted to go here, but I don't remember going here. It's not like somewhere I went all the time. So
she would just look in.
Yeah, so they walk in, they look around, and she's like, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know anything. And so they're about to walk out, and this guy gets up from his table, and he just kind of like stumbles and he falls on the ground. And they're like, is there a doctor in the house?
Yeah.
And so
she's like,
go over there and see if his chest is bloated or whatever. And so he goes over there, and she basically gets him to perform some kind of little surgery kind of thing, life-saving technique to get this guy breathing again. Yeah. He was not breathing for a long time, because it took a long time for them to actually do this. I think he would have had some brain damage.
Maybe. I mean, he was probably still breathing some, but the problem is that it's leaking out into his chest cavity. Maybe. And then that puts pressure on the lungs, and so you can't breathe as much.
Maybe. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better.
So maybe he had a little bit of air going in there.
I hope so, because if not...
I saw this in Three Kings with Mark Wahlberg, George Clooney, and Ice Cube. Okay. Had the same deal. Anyway.
You only watch movies with guys named Mark in them.
I do. It's a requirement. I've seen a lot of Mark Wahlberg movies.
It was really touch and go with like the Fast and Furious franchise until we realized that Vin Diesel's actual name is Mark.
Yes.
And so it was like, okay, I can watch these. It's okay.
We have to find like extras. We can call into studios, get names of extras.
Yeah, you have to make sure that somebody
it's a lot of work
on the production crew is named Mark at least.
This podcast takes a lot of work by us.
Oh yeah. That's why if we haven't done like your favorite movie, that's probably why there's probably not a Mark in it.
If you find a Mark in there for us,
let us
watch
know.
It. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. So, yeah, she talks him through saving the guy's life. And then they're like, where's the nearest hospital? They say what it is. I forgot what it was, like St. Matthew's or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was St. Matthew's.
She's like, oh my gosh, I recognize the name of the hospital. So they head to the hospital because that's where she worked.
Yeah. She's like, I work here.
She's like,
that lady's name is Natalie or something.
Whatever. Yeah. So she goes up he goes up and asks about her. And they're like, you're going to need to go up to 3rd floor or whatever.
Yeah, she's like, oh no. That's the bad face. They got something bad to tell you.
So they go up there, and her mentor is up there. And she's like,
Who are you?
Who are you to Elizabeth? And he's like, I'm her boyfriend. And the woman's like, she didn't have a boyfriend.
Like, it was short. I lived in her building.
Yeah. And he's like, I lived in her building, and it was, it was very new kind of thing. And I've been out of town for like a while. And so she's like, well, she's in a coma, basically. And Elizabeth can like feel herself there, her body in the hospital. And she just kind of like floats toward her body, basically. And he like is watching her down the hallway like, well, that's weird. So
they go in there. She looks great.
She looks amazing.
She is a gorgeous coma patient.
Somebody's been like doing her makeup and her hair and everything. She looks amazing.
No scars.
No
cuts.
No.
Nothing. Her hair is all intact.
Exactly.
Was not burned off for anything.
Doesn't look like any kind of tangles or anything.
Yes.
It's like gorgeous.
All arms, legs working fine. Yeah.
But she's in a persistent coma. Yeah. But he's like, but you look good. He's like, you look pretty.
Yeah. You're healing.
You're healing. And she's like, yeah, but
it's been 3 months.
It's been 3 months. People usually don't come out of a coma after that long. It's very rare. And then she tries to like get back into her body, basically. So she like lays down on the bed over her body, and it's like it's not doing anything. So she gets up, and he's like, "Let me test something. Look away. Don't turn your back. Don't look over here." Eyes. Exactly. So she looks away, and he touches her hand, and she feels it tingle in her hands. And it's like, oh, well, you're still connected to your body. Yeah. Because you felt it, but don't know what's going on. And she decides she's going to stay behind with her body in the hospital, and he's going to go back to the apartment. And he's like, you can come back,
Yeah, you want me to wait on you? I'll take you back.
But she's like, no, it's okay. I'm just going to stay here.
I'm lonely.
So he leaves, and then she just kind of walks around the hospital. She sees like the other guy ended up getting her job after she was in the wreck.
Yeah, and he sucks at it.
He's so bad.
He's a jerk.
one of the other doctors or whatever is like asleep in the break room like she was at the beginning. She sees like one of the other ones like making out, or a nurse.
The nurse that like is always late to procedures and stuff.
Making out with somebody.
I called it at the beginning. I was like,
you did.
She getting busy.
Yeah, you did. It's like, oh, I know why she's not there.
Yeah.
And then her sister and her nieces show up. So she goes into the room to be with them.
Yeah.
And while they're in there, Brett, or whatever his name is, comes in, and
he's like, hey, we love your sister.
We love her.
She's great. And that's why we've kept her around so long.
Yeah. But we're going to have to pull the plug on her because she didn't believe in like assisted.
Yeah. She signed a do not resuscitate deal.
Basically.
Or not do not resuscitate, but not to be kept alive on machines.
Yeah.
So we're going to let you sign off on it.
Exactly. We're going to give the final decision to you. Yeah. But it would be good if you would go ahead and sign it.
Did you do it like soon?
And like, God wants you to do this.
Yeah. Like, maybe you just need to ask God for forgiveness like, and then do that.
Dude, shut up. Because she's like, I'll think about it.
Yeah. He's not
the best.
He has terrible bedside manner.
Definitely. But also,
meanwhile, the girls are folding her in half.
I was gonna say, also the girls, like, at one point there's like a machine in there that's keeping her alive. Yeah. One of the kids turns the machine off. And she's like, turn that back on. And then she's like, man, I'm feeling like really car sick. They're like folding her bed in half, basically. It's like, leave her, stop doing that. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So things are not going well. Her.
Yeah.
So he's back at home now. He's actually using a coaster with his drink. He's eating well.
He actually makes food instead of eating chips.
Exactly. He makes fried eggs and then he sits down and eats it, and he's eating broccoli with it. Yep. And I'm like,
eggs and broccoli.
That's a dangerous combo. But okay. I mean, you do you, I guess. And then there's a knock on the door. So he opens the door. It's Katrina from downstairs.
Yeah.
She has locked herself out of her apartment.
Like, oh no.
So they call like the locksmith and everything. And then she's like, I'm just going to get comfortable here. I'm going to take off my heels and I'm going to put my nasty feet on your coffee table. And I was like, girl.
She did not call the locksmith either.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
She just wants to get in there so that she can get in his pants.
Wearing very low-rise pants.
With her little
thong.
Well tail.
Yeah.
Yep. And she goes into, she says she's going to the bathroom. She walks down the hallway. And then here comes Elizabeth. Elizabeth is back and she's upset and everything. Yeah. And then she hears Katrina in there. And she's like, oh, it didn't take very long.
Yeah. She's moving right along.
Yep. And he's like, no, she just went into the bathroom. She locked herself out of the apartment. She's just like,
that didn't sound like it was coming from the bathroom.
That sounds like it's coming from the bedroom. And then all of a sudden there are like clothes being thrown out into the hallway and thong as well.
I want to show you something.
Come in here. I want to show you something. I have something to show you. This woman is so dumb too.
Oh, she's so
There's
dumb.
Like she's talking and...
Yeah. Just everything she says is so dumb.
Yeah. Anyway.
So Elizabeth leaves, goes out to the roof.
Well, first, Katrina does come out, I think.
She
comes out, but she's wearing a towel.
Yeah.
And then I think Elizabeth is like, just go ahead.
Oh, yeah. She's right there. You know you want to.
Exactly. And then she leaves.
I'll watch.
She does not want to watch. So she leaves. She goes up to the roof, and then he shows up, and he's like, nothing happened. I've made her leave and everything. Or at least, he doesn't actually say he made her leave. She could still be down there.
Still there, just naked.
Who knows?
Like, just wait,
Yeah, but he's like, I haven't been with anybody since my wife died and everything. And he tells how she died. She had a cerebral hemorrhage.
Yeah.
And she just kind of fell over, basically. She sat, she was like, he thought that something was wrong with her heel.
Her heel broke. She was mad. And then,
or whatever. And she's just kind of sat down.
Yeah.
And then slumped over. And he was like, I didn't even get to say goodbye or anything. Yeah. It was real sad.
But she asks him to tell her about him. And the only thing he talks about is how she was so annoying.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to make it sweet, oh, she was so frustrating, but I loved her, or something like that. Yeah. Because it's, not really that important of stuff. But let's say you died.
Okay. I'm interested to see where this scenario goes.
Somebody asked me to describe you.
Oh, God.
I would not start off with all the annoying things you do. You don't do that many annoying things, first of all. You don't do any annoying things, first of all.
I know I do annoying things. You don't have to lie.
That's not... Why would I... Even if you don't die, when people ask me about you, the first thing I do is like, oh my God, she does this thing where she just, oh, no. I talk about all the good things because I love you. And I like those things you do. I wouldn't be like, oh, she doesn't know how to change the channel. Not that you don't. But that was like one thing he said. Yeah. She would. Yeah. It just seems so weird to me. It seems like whoever wrote it like really hates their partner, but they're trying to like just say that they love them. Like there was this one girl I knew a long time ago. I didn't really even know her that well. But she was married to this guy. And she like posted this thing online and it was like, we don't even say, I don't even actually love him anymore, but we're like friends now. And it's like, but that makes our marriage stronger. And I was like, oh, this is not a good sign. They divorced soon after. But it seemed like that kind of situation where they didn't really like each other. He might have really liked her, but I just find it odd that you would go straight to the negative things to describe them.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'd get around to it with you. Like, oh, but it'd be in a loving way.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, and she does this thing. She does this thing where she picks her toenails.
I've never even really noticed you do that.
I know you literally
I know that you do it, but I don't.
I was literally doing it like 5 minutes ago, and I was like, stop.
It's not something that actually bothers me, apparently.
Well, I just don't want to do it because I'm afraid that the microphone's going to pick it up because I'm like tearing my toenails off.
But yeah, I think it's crazy.
You're like, I think that's cute. It's like, no, you don't.
Picking your toenails? No, I don't think that's cute. That's but it's not disgusting either. But it's just not the first thing I would say about you.
No, of course not.
And I would hope you wouldn't just describe me in this way. Like,
no.
Oh my God, this guy. And to be fair, you would be within your rights. Perfectly fair. But no, it just struck me as odd. And she loved it.
Oh,
she was like, oh, that's so sweet.
That's so sweet, yeah.
Tell me about how awful she was. How annoying she could be.
So, anyway, he takes her to a place. He's like, come with me, I got something to show you. So, he takes her to this house. It's like, it's okay, the people who live here aren't here. It's like, that's not don't worry, okay.
We're not going inside.
It's like, that's not actually okay, but okay, sure.
No. But I guess maybe he knows them really well.
I guess so, but they're not there. Yeah. And they're not going inside the house anyway. They're just going out to the garden. He takes her out there and... The
secret garden.
He was a landscape architect. He had owned his own building and everything. And I guess he just gave it up after his wife died. Yeah. How's he get money?
Yeah, he seems to be like totally made in the shade.
I don't know. Maybe he was like really big time, but...
Maybe. I mean, it was a nice place.
It was. And she was like, oh my gosh, I've seen this place before.
Yeah, what? Why?
How? It's just one of those other things where they're connected. And
they were just like throwing stuff in like, oh, they're so connected. She dreamt
about this garden that he made.
I won't say why or anything, but it happened.
But yeah, it was the dream it was where she was in the dream in the beginning. It's weird.
Do you think his wife is doing this?
Huh. I didn't think about that.
She made the sign go to his leg and bother him, hit him in the face a few times.
She sent this picture of the dream of the garden.
Bringing her to the garden.
I did not think about that.
Maybe.
Honestly, that's the most plausible explanation.
It could be.
Maybe she was like, maybe his wife, when she died, maybe it was in the hospital where Elizabeth worked.
Maybe.
Although I think she was already dead by the time.
Oh, she dead as hell.
By the time that she hit the ground, basically.
Yeah, she slumped over. That's not good.
But I mean, maybe her spirit was kind of like still hanging around her body. Maybe. And they took her.
Maybe.
And then she saw Elizabeth and was like, well, I'm gone now. So
I choose you.
I think that they would be good together. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Could be. I like it.
We're going with that.
I think we did a better job than the people who made this movie.
Because,
they didn't do anything to connect us.
They didn't.
They were just like, oh, pretty crazy, huh? No reason why, but pretty crazy.
I don't know. Anyway, so he gets back home, or maybe they're still out. I can't remember where they are, but he gets a phone call. It's the real estate lady again. She's like, oh, we got a new lease. We got a new lease for you. Turns out that they're killing that lady who used to live there.
You can live there as long as you want now. Yeah. And you can keep the couch.
They're gonna pull the plug, so you get the apartment.
Congratulations. He's like, wow, that's
They're like, okay, I'm just gonna hang up on you because this is awful.
Yeah.
And so we've got to go see your sister. We've got to try to talk her out of letting this happen.
Yeah.
So they go there. They're trying to they don't really do a good job of getting their story straight of how he knows her. Mm-hmm. She does give him some inside intel, I guess, about this is how you're gonna.
But he doesn't bust it out for a long time because he sits down for tea party and stuff, and
true.
She freaks him, or he freaks her out.
So he shows up there, or they show up there, and of course the kids are there, and she's like, "Dang it, I didn't want to talk about this in front of the kids."
Yeah.
So they sit down, invite him to a tea party and everything. She sits down too, and he's still trying to talk to the sister. And he's like, "We work together," is what he says at first. And he's like, "Well, I mean, she saved my life.
Yeah, she worked on me or something."
Had spiral meningitis. Yeah. It's just spinal meningitis. But so he's trying to, and nobody thought that he would survive it, but she believed in him, and then he got better. Kind of so you should believe in your sister that
she can come out of this.
Exactly, but it doesn't really work.
Oh, I already signed the paper.
Yeah. Meanwhile, one of her nieces can see her.
Yeah.
She's like,
oh my God, she brings her a cookie, but she won't answer when she's talked to
her. Exactly. She won't say anything.
A little kid just won't do what she should.
I mean, it's a little kid. What do you expect?
That's true.
So,
but they're always they'll talk to you about everything. If they see you and they're happy to see you, they'll just start talking, man.
And you would think she would be happy to see her because she hasn't seen her in
the aunt that's in a coma. Yay!
Oh, she's here with us. How nice!
I'm so glad you're not sleeping anymore.
Exactly. Oh, look, Auntie Elizabeth is awake.
Mom, are you not going to say hi to Auntie Elizabeth?
Exactly.
So weird.
But anyway, he begs the sister to give her more time.
Yeah.
And she's like, "It's too late. I've already signed the papers.
Yeah.
They're terminating life support tomorrow at noon."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, well, I got to pull out the big guns now."
I lied. She's here right now.
She's actually here, right here. Yeah. She's right here. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you what she's saying and everything. And she's like,
"Here, let me get the kids into the other room.
I'll be right back."
Yeah.
She comes back. She grabs a knife.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Get out of my house."
Yeah. She's like, he's like, "I know you kissed JJ on your wedding day."
Yeah.
So, haha, nobody knows that.
Yeah. And she's like,
that just makes her madder.
Yeah. And she just kicks him out, basically.
Yeah.
And then finally, once they're out, she goes in to check on the kids. And the kid who could see Elizabeth was like, "Are we going to have more tea with Aunt Elizabeth?" And she's like, "What?"
What?
So, they go to Napoleon Dynamite again to ask if he can help.
Yeah.
He can't really do anything, though.
Yeah.
He's like,
"I just see things, man."
Yeah, I can't really do anything. All I can do is see, basically. Yeah. It's like, it's up to you to figure out what the unfinished business is and everything. If it's a ghost, but if she's not a ghost, it's kind of it's different, And then he says that he can see, their aura, and he knows that they're getting along, and it's like, "Oh, and she has some feelings for you," and everything's like, oh, she's embarrassed.
It's
She's
turning red.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, he can't really help them.
Yeah.
So they go back to the apartment, and she's like, "Well, this is my last night." So he's like, "What do you want to do? It's your last night. We can't do anything. You're going to die tomorrow, so what do you want to do? Do you want to go to Paris, or do you want to go all these different places?" It's like, there's no way you're going to get to Paris in time. Whatever.
Whatever you got to tell yourself. At some point, he pulls out all the books and stuff. Because he's like, "I think there's something in here."
Yeah.
And in the books is the picture that used to be on her thing that had been at the hospital room.
Yes, because we didn't mention that. Yeah. But her sister had taken it to the hospital room, I guess, so she would see it when she woke up and everything. Then there's a bunch of drawings and stuff that the kids had made and everything for her, too.
He's like, "Hey, I stole it."
I kind of stole it from the hospital because I wasn't sure if I was going to see you again, and I wanted something to remember you by, basically.
Yeah.
It's like...
She's like, "Oh, that's sweet."
Instead of saying, "That's kind of creepy," she's like, "Okay.
You could have asked."
Yeah. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But she's like, "There's only one thing that I really want to do."
Didn't she say she's never done it?
I don't know.
Do you think she's never had sex?
I don't know. They don't have sex, by the way.
They don't.
They just lay in the bed together.
Yeah.
Because they can't touch each other.
Can't touch each other.
But they can just lay in the bed.
Yeah.
And try to hold hands, even though they can't, because she's a ghost.
Their hands glow, though,
she's like a
when
spirit.
they touch.
Yes, that's true. And they just kind of talk to each other till they fall asleep, I guess.
Well, he falls asleep.
Well, yeah, because
ghost.
Yes, she can't fall asleep. She is a ghost. Or she's not
sleeping
a ghost. She's a
lot.
So yeah, they just sleep in the bed together. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe she's never even had a boyfriend because she was like so busy with school and then went to do the whole doctor thing. And
could be.
I don't know. But yeah.
He wakes up.
Like,
Elizabeth!
She's there. She's fine. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I have an idea. I need somebody to help us, though. Mm-hmm. So he recruits Jack. Because they're going to steal her body.
Yep.
They don't tell Jack that.
No.
Until later. Until later. They get to the hospital, and he's like, he keeps telling him that they have a cell on like hospital beds or whatever, and that's what they're going to do.
Supplies.
And supplies, and they take him into like into a storage closet or whatever. They're grabbing some stuff. She's like, take some of that, take that ventilator there, take all this stuff. And he's like, there's not a sale. What is this? He's like, yeah, we're remember that person that I was seeing who wasn't there. Yeah. Well, she's actually in a coma. He explains everything. And we're getting her out of here because they're about to kill her. They're about to take her off life support. And
she's like, I recognize him.
Yeah. But
Why do I recognize? Oh, that's JJ.
Well, she doesn't realize it yet.
Oh, okay.
Right that second. Because they're still talking about that. And he's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, because I love her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, no one's ever told me that before.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope no guy has ever told you that before. And
hopefully
not like my sister and my nieces and my parents, but yeah.
Somebody.
Surely.
Very sad.
So they have everything that they need, all the supplies. They go to the room and Jack sees her and he's like, oh my God, do you know who this is?
Yeah.
It's like, no, who is it? It's like, I tried to set you up on a date with her.
Girl that I was going to set you up
and
with.
you stood her up. And it was like, and that was the same night she had the accident. And yeah, so they were meant to meet each other.
Yeah.
But things
She's
happened.
like, oh, it's JJ. You kissed my sister.
Exactly. And that's another way that he convinces Jack because he's like, you're JJ. You're the one who tongued Abby on her wedding day. And he's like, how do you know that? Nobody knows that. It's like, she told me.
Yep.
So he believes her, or he believes that she's there and everything. So they start heading out. Of course, the doctor, Dr. Brett or whatever, shows up because he's like, I'm showing up 15 minutes early. I'm prepping this girl so I can take this ventilator.
I gotta kill this lady. She might come back and
take my job.
Pretending, I don't want to go to Phoenix.
Exactly. So he shows up.
Phoenix is a nice place.
Yeah,
it's just hot.
It's just hot, exactly. But David goes out there to talk to him, and he pretends that he's another doctor to come in for like a second opinion or whatever before they pull the plug.
Team's downstairs.
So he goes to the guy. Is like, well, let me just call the head head doctor or whatever, and
so he just punches him.
He just punches him because he's like, well, I can't let him call because they're I'm not actually a doctor. And so he punches him, and then there's like security coming because the guy calls security, and the sister is there, and the mentor is there, and it's just all converging.
Everyone's there.
So they just start like rolling her down the hallway. They're trying to get to the elevator.
Yeah. The guard comes. JG tackles them into the elevator, so they can't go down that elevator.
Yep, so they got to find a different way to go down.
But they're trapped.
And then it shows JJ in the elevator with the guy, and he is holding the breathing tube.
Good.
That's not good.
Breathing apparatus is off.
Yep.
She's fading.
Yep, she's like, this is it, I guess.
Yeah. There's only one option left.
Mouth to mouth.
Mouth to mouth kissification.
There you go. So he tries to resuscitate her.
He kisses her. He doesn't resuscitate her. That's not...
I think he's maybe pretending.
No,
he's kissing her.
It's like, don't you leave me.
Exactly. And she flatlines.
Yeah.
And he gets pushed out into the floor, basically.
He's getting arrested.
But then...
he's committing a lot of felonies.
He is in so much trouble.
Yeah. Or should be.
And then suddenly her heartbeat comes back and she coughs. She coughs prettily.
Oh, have I been in a coma
this whole time?
Oh, hello.
And so she's up. She's awake.
Her sister's like, it's okay. And you can let him go. Because apparently he can just leave now because she said it was all right. The sister.
Well, first you have to say that she's like, oh, Abby, like my sister, you're here. Oh, and you're here and everything. And then David comes over and she's like, I don't know you.
Yeah. Well, they let him go before that. So he could go to the bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like after when she's like,
no,
he just walks off.
Like, it's okay.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, guess we'll let go of this guy who's stealing bodies from a hospital. because random civilian says okay.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, she doesn't know him. She doesn't remember him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess I'll just sadly walk away. And they just let him. And they just let him walk away. He doesn't get arrested or anything. He was trying to steal a body.
JJ, meanwhile, was executed.
We never see JJ again.
We don't. He's dead.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, he just walks away. He goes back to the apartment and he just kind of like sadly walks around it. And it's empty. It looks empty-ish.
Goes out into the hall and then he disappears.
And we're like, oh, he was dead all along.
He was a ghost too.
No, it's just, it was a time lapse kind of thing. And she walks into the door because I guess he gave up the apartment so she could have it back.
And we'd seen her walking around with her family. She's happy now, fully recovered. Yeah. We see her sister's husband, like, who's this guy?
This guy with her sister.
Just randomly showing up in the end of the movie.
Yep.
I've been married to the sister the whole time.
Yep. I don't know. I was just kind of assuming that the sister had, like, lost her husband or something. She was going to get together with JJ.
Right?
No.
You know what? He might have been there at the dinner thing whenever at the beginning when she was cooking dinner. I think he might have been at the table.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like getting ready.
Maybe.
Or waiting for the kids. I don't know. But
I feel like he wasn't, but I don't know. Maybe
I think he might have been. But yeah, she's kind of like, it seems like she's kind of remembering it. Like, they go to this one spot that overlooks the city where it looks like where they filmed Full House intro.
Yeah.
And
everywhere you look.
She turns around to the camera, smiles. No, and she's like, what? This seems familiar. Kind of face. And so
she goes into the apartment and she's like, there's something different about this.
Happening here.
There's something different.
Yeah.
And she's like, her sister's like, no.
She's like, did you move something?
It's like, no, everything's fine. And then the husband is like, I'm here too. Don't forget that I'm here.
Hi, I don't have a name. Maybe I'm Jack. I don't know.
And then, because I was like...
Did you know that my wife kissed a guy for a wedding?
Oh my gosh. But, I was like, did he take the picture?
Yeah.
But she doesn't go into the bedroom at all. So
she doesn't. Well, that we see.
Yeah, that we see. It's like, maybe it just still smells like beer from all that beer that he drank there. I don't know.
Do y'all smell that?
Yeah, so then...
Oh, she sees a ring on the table, though.
Oh, yeah, she does see the ring on the table.
Yeah.
She's like, that's weird.
Yeah. It's like, wait a second, remember.
And then she goes upstairs.
Yeah.
To the rooftop. There's a whole garden up there. Mm-hmm. How long has she been away from this apartment?
Don't know.
Because he hasn't been working on this garden this whole time.
Yeah. It is decked out.
Yeah.
Maybe he had till the end of the month, because he was month to month.
Yeah.
So maybe he was like, okay, I'm going to utilize these last few days here.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. That makes sense. And so then he's like standing over. But the funny thing was like, she walks up there, she's looking around, there's a guy over there. You're like, who's that?
It did not look like him from that far away. It just looked like some dude.
Who's that guy over there?
This guy?
He turns around and is like, oh, that's Mark Ruffalo. Who's that?
Hi, Mark.
Who's this stranger on the rooftop? But yeah, he fixed the garden up for her.
He's like, I wanted you to have your garden.
And she's like, I don't know you, bro.
Like, stop, dude. Stop being weird. And he's like, sorry, Lizzie. She's like, oh my God.
Lizzie? Nobody calls me Lizzie. Because he was basically the only one who called her Lizzie.
Yeah.
And she's like, how did you get here?
Yeah.
How did you get in? He's like, I used the spare key that you keep under the fire extinguisher. Because they had already used it earlier. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I guess I'll go. And she's like hitting the dusty trail. So she's like, wait. He turns around and she's like, can I have my spare key back, please? So he takes it over to her to give it to her. And when he drops it in her hand, their hands touch. Mm-hmm. And she remembers everything. Mm-hmm. And
I hurt myself today. I remember everything. What have I become? I was in a coma.
I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
On my liar's chair.
Oh my gosh.
Great song.
It is a great song.
Anyway, she's like, it wasn't a dream.
It was always you.
I used to read Word Up magazine.
And so then they kiss.
He kisses her hard.
Oh yeah, he goes for it.
He goes hard.
And she's like, I guess we're doing this.
Guess we're kissing now.
And then they kiss and it zooms out and then it's the rooftop.
Everywhere you look.
It's the rooftop with the garden, and then you see something falling on it. It's like, what's happening? And it's all made of plastic. It's a snow globe.
And Napoleon
Dynamite is holding it, and he's like,
awesome, or something.
I forget what he says, but yeah,
he's very approving.
Stupid thing that he's said throughout the thing.
So he's the mastermind of it all, yes. Maybe he's the one.
Maybe.
But
maybe he's been working with David's wife's ghost.
Yeah.
Because he can communicate with them.
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
So
wow.
Maybe that's what it is. They've been hatching plans.
He can only communicate with actual ghosts.
Yeah, exactly.
Not spirits.
Exactly.
So,
and so because he couldn't talk to her because she was in a coma. She wasn't actually dead. He could talk to actual dead people.
Yeah.
So he talked to the wife.
Yeah.
And they set it all up.
Why did they not deliver on that?
Can you imagine? I wish that they had put something like that.
Why hadn't they? Casper did. They brought back his wife.
They did.
And she was like, here, be a real boy and dance with my daughter.
Yeah.
Devon Sawa.
Even though you are literally like 13 and Casper cannot be more than 7.
Yeah.
But sure.
I love trains. Casper.
Look at this train go through my ghost mouth. It's a tunnel.
I love your daughter. Anyway.
I'm gonna be a real boy.
5 seconds.
Just long enough to make her float in front of her friends and creep everybody out.
She's ruined for life.
All of her friends are gonna go, this girl was floating. She's in love with a ghost. Yeah.
Don't talk to her.
Casper's weird, but that's not why we watched this.
This was weird too.
It was.
It was a weird movie. Wasn't bad. I like Mark Ruffalo. Mm-hmm. That's it.
He has...
I don't think their relationship will work out. No.
He has a couple of shirtless scenes in it too.
He does. Yeah. I don't think they'll get along.
Okay.
She's a lot.
She is a lot.
But maybe she's gonna like...
Maybe now that she has, like, she knows her mortality, I don't know. Maybe she'll be like...
When you're faced with death.
Maybe she'll like...
realize what's important.
Yeah, she'll like live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Instead of being like she was before.
But he supports her working hard. He's like, you're saving lives.
And I mean, if she's like gonna be a doctor, maybe he doesn't.
She already is.
Yeah, no. If she's gonna be like the, the resident or whatever there.
Right.
Now that she has like an actual good job.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he doesn't have to go back to landscaping.
Probably not. I mean, he's apparently living off something.
He's like,
I'm set for life anyway.
I'll just be your sugar baby.
Yeah. Or maybe he can be your sugar daddy. Maybe he's really
rich. We don't know. We don't know his background. All we know is he was married and she died.
I mean, he buys really bad beer, so...
Maybe he just likes cheap beer.
Maybe.
We don't know what kind of scotch he was drinking.
We don't.
He just said scotch, though, so it's probably well scotch. It's probably not good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cheapest scotch.
They're not doing top shelf, because he would have actually said, give me that.
Yeah.
Not just scotch. Make it a double.
All right.
Oh, and she drinks margaritas at one point.
Out of
martini glass.
Martini glass, yeah.
Because she's like, that
was what the picture was.
Yeah, she and her sister went out like after she failed her.
She bombed the MCATs.
Yeah, and they went out and they just got really drunk on margaritas, and that's when they took the picture.
Set her results on fire.
Yep, and that's when they took the picture, and they are drinking out of martini glasses. Yeah. And I was like, that's not a margarita glass.
Yeah.
But
so whatever.
She's obviously a compulsive liar.
Mm-hmm. She is. We know this.
Either that or she doesn't know the difference between margaritas and martinis.
She may not.
Maybe. I don't know.
She's an innocent girl.
I mean, she's never laid in a bed with a guy before, so.
She never has.
There you go.
All right. Let's eat. Snack time.
Okay, snack time.
What are we eating?
We have some Lindor truffles.
Lindor.
They are raspberry cheesecake flavored.
Are they raspberry? Oh,
yes.
All right.
Raspberry cheesecake.
I bought them and I forgot.
Yes. So, raspberry cheesecake. That's pretty good.
Good. What was the other one we had? Strawberries and cream or something like that?
Mm-hmm. I like this one better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what I rated the other one.
I gave it a 9.
I think I gave it an 8, but I'm giving this one a 9.
I'm giving this one a 10.
It's good.
I love it.
It's really good.
It's as good as the milk chocolate Lindors, if you ask me. If I was like binging Lindors, which I never do.
Sure, Jan.
I would cycle these in and out.
Oh, yeah. These are
fresh.
Good.
Yeah, these are quality.
These are very good.
Okay.
Now, big question. Which is better?
Oh, my God. Because I'm not ready. Oh my God, it's out of nowhere. Guys, it's happening on the podcast. Oh, yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. I've been loving it. I don't care who knows it.
It's not what I was going to ask. I was going to ask, which do you like better? Raspberry cheesecake and Lindor truffles. Or, do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
Okay. The way you were like, oh. I was like, oh, he's panicking.
No, I'm just disappointed.
Oh, no. So which do you like better? The Lindor raspberry cheesecake truffles or those raspberry white chocolate chip muffins that I made a couple of weeks ago?
I think I like the muffins better.
Those muffins were
good. So good.
I've gotten back into making muffins, and the last two that I made were
really good.
Really good.
You made some peach ones. Those were really good.
And they tasted like peach cobbler.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was very happy with that. I like muffins, so.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See, that's the first thing I would say when people ask me about you. She makes some banging muffins.
There you go. She's really good at making muffins. Especially lately. It's like, I don't know. All that I did really is I changed one thing.
Yeah.
Because I used to make muffins with oil, and now I use butter, and it's like, that butter makes all the difference.
Butter's really good, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. All right, well, what other Valentine's snack should we try before Valentine's Day?
Yeah, please let us know, because we don't have anything.
Let us know some other rom-com movies you like that we should watch.
We don't have everything picked out for February yet.
And remember, they have to have somebody named Mark in them.
Or if you just tell us which one you want us to watch, we will check ourselves.
Yeah, we'll do the
legwork.
Sure. Yeah,
exactly. You don't have to do it.
Just trust us that we did it.
Yes, exactly.
Let us know on Twitter at HavingFunCast or on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send us an email to havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Go. Have fun. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.